Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Secretary Moniz, welcome back, and thank you for your expertise, your hard work at the Department of Energy, and the wealth of knowledge you bring to these hearings. I wanted to mention, you said something about a new framework for the Hanford cleanup, and as someone who represents the state on the other side of the Columbia River, thank you. We look forward to getting updates on how that is going. Before I move on to my questions, I want to simply go on record as stressing the importance of continued robust funding for the Office of Science. On this committee, as well as on the Education Committee, one of the challenges we frequently discuss is how to make sure that young people are interested in going into the STEM fields. I just had a student in my office who's engaged in postgraduate work on high energy physics, and he was first inspired to go into the field when he learned about the LHC and the search for the Higgs boson particle. That project enjoys contributions from a host of partners, including the Department of Energy, and these investments are important to advance science, but also to inspire young people to go into science. So that's a continued investment that's important. On that note, another important investment is in the STEM workforce. It's developing educators who can inspire our youth to pursue a career in the STEM field. So I was a bit concerned that the budget for workforce development for teachers and scientists within the Department of Energy is facing a decrease. And can you briefly comment on what the department is doing to promote STEM learning through other initiatives with that cut?
Well, thank you. A couple of comments, and I will look more carefully at those issues in terms of our distributed programs for dealing with teachers, et cetera, because a lot of it does happen without explicit budget recognition, for example, through our laboratories. Right. But a couple of points. One is, I think, as you know, the administration is continuing a process of trying to consolidate a number of these programs, and so we will be working with the new NSF director, for example, trying to make sure that the DOE needs are in fact reflected fully. A second point I'll just make, it's not quite on this, but it's related, is that in this budget, it's not a huge amount of funding, but we want to move forward with the Office of Science as the guiding light to institute, perhaps you might call experiment, with some NIH-like traineeships. So distinct from fellowships or research assistantships, traineeships focused on specific areas of national need for human resources relevant to energy.
Terrific. Thank you. And I want to move on because I have a couple more questions. I wanted to ask about another budget decrease that's proposed, and that's a 25% cut for marine and hydrokinetic renewable energy research and development. We have a lot of potential on the coast. There's the Northwest National Marine Renewable Energy Center that's benefited from the DOE's water power program. There's some nascent technology that holds great economic promise, of course, with the exploration of wave energy and the development of wave energy devices. So I'm a little concerned about that cut, but I saw that the energy efficiency and renewable energy budget was increased. So without strong Department of Energy involvement, I'm concerned that the water power industry won't progress at the pace they need to. So can you please comment on that? And I want a little time for one more quick question, please.
Quickly, first of all, the water power office budget is put in for an increase, but what happened was there was a rebalancing towards things like micro hydro and new stream reach, et cetera, with the idea that may have shorter term commercialization. However, let me be completely straightforward. In a number of hearings, I've heard this concern over the marine kinetic program, and we'll be happy to engage that discussion and look Terrific. At a possible rebalancing.
Right. We'd prefer that our businesses don't have to go to Scotland to test their technology. And speaking of foreign competition, I have in my district the U.S. headquarters of Solar World, and they have had ongoing concerns about China flooding the market with panels. There's a serious concern about how that creates a playing field that is not level. So as we continue to look at ways to promote the implementation of clean energy technology at a price that's cost competitive with traditional fossil energy, can you discuss the trade-off between cheaper solar power today and the cost of potential dependency on Chinese manufacturers in the future?
Well, there is some trade-off there, but of course we'd like it. We'd like both. As you know, there are trade cases that we have brought in the WTO framework, and I believe that we are still very, very strong in our supply chain, polysilicon, for example, and of course, as we know, more generally, manufacturing is coming back to the United States. So we want to help make sure that we are competitive in multiple dimensions, including, I might add, the manufacturing initiatives that will have broad application. For example, the very first manufacturing hub, we put in funding with the Department of Defense to advance 3D printing. That may have implications for solar and other industries down the road. Oh, and also our second one, I'm sorry if I may add, and then our second one that we funded entirely is on power electronics, which of course is very important for the balance of systems in a solar.
Right. And my time has expired. Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. I yield back.